I know that you are working with Ryan Reynolds.
I'm working. Yeah. So Ryan approached me about directing a John Candy documentary.
Right. And I wanted to talk about this because John Candy was one of my comedy heroes.
Yes.
I grew up watching SCTV, and so many people know him from Trains, Planes, and Automobiles, or Uncle Buck, or Splash. But, you know, I really saw him on SCTV and was just enchanted with this guy. And I had the opportunity to spend some time with him when I was in college.
Oh, wow.
I orchestrated basically a scam to get John Candy to come and visit the Lampoon building.
Oh, wow.
And I got to go and get him and chauffeur him around. And I got to spend about a day and a half with him, I think. And it was magical because he taught me a lesson. He was everything I wanted John Candy to be in person. Mm-hmm. And, you know, sometimes that's not the case.
Yeah.
You know, you meet
Majority
people.
of times.
Majority of times you idolize someone, you think they're great, and you meet them, and they're not that person. And it's not their fault. They're projecting something that we all like, and then we want them to be that.
Yeah.
He was that times 10. He was
Yeah.
the John Candy that I was hoping he would be times 10. And he was great. And I remembered talking to him pretty late at night, having a chat with him, and he asked me what I was thinking of doing, and I said I might like to try comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And he looked like through me, like into my eyes, and he said, he said kid a lot,
Yeah.
like Johnny LaRue, like, hey kid. And he said, kid, you don't try comedy. You do it because you have to.
Oh, wow.
And I walked away from that thinking, he's right. I mean, if I'm in, I'm all in. There's no trying it and
That's
this
Yoda
isn't
right
going.
there.
This isn't working out. I think we'll take the LSAT.
Yeah.
Instead,
you're like, actually, I will take this LSD and just make jokes instead.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What?
The LSATs? Were you going to be a lawyer?
Yeah, well, that was my fallback, and it still is my fallback.
Oh, okay.
What kind of lawyer?
Well, I'm just whatever lawyer Kim Kardashian is, that's what I'm going to be. She's a lawyer, and I'm a lawyer.
Don't give up on your secondary dream.
Yeah.
That's the most inspirational thing. Never give up on your fallback.
Yeah. You don't try to be a Kim Kardashian lawyer.
Never stop checking that safety
That's what
net.
Kim Kardashian would probably say to me. I said, you know, sometimes I think I might try being a lawyer. You don't try being a lawyer / owner of the Spanx empire. Or Skims.
Skims.
Sorry. Did I say?
Yeah, it's Skims.
Are they different?
Of course they're different. They're two completely different brands.
But I mean, they
That's
both
like Pepsi and Coke?
Okay, look, everyone's on me.
No, I'm asking.
I made a mistake. I made a mistake.
Is
and
that
I
like
apologize.
Pepsi and Coke?
It is. It's two different brands of, like, you know, getting it in.
Is there?
That
Hey, can I ask a quick question?
Also, wow, did we just come up with a different term for pornography as
Getting
well?
it in?
Yeah.
Getting it. What is that?
Getting it in.
Getting it right, getting it tight.
Yeah.
Is there a?
That's trademark that.
Is there? Well, it's
You're a lawyer,
Erica
trademark
Brown
it.
is always
Erica
saying
Brown,
that. She
Gurgit.
works here, and she pretty much runs everything here at the Conan Empire. And
Yeah.
Erica Brown, who is the queen, she says, "Get it right, get it tight."
Yeah.
My question is there a Skims / Spanx for men?
I think there is.
Yeah,
there is.
No,
Is there?
there is.
Because I would like
Yeah.
that. I
It's
would
just
like something.
Spanx.
Oh, it's me wearing.
There's just male Spanx.
There's male Spanx.
There
Oh,
are,
yeah.
yeah.
Are there
Oh,
male
yeah.
Skims?
I'm sure there are.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay,
I
I've
don't know.
gotta have those.
Okay.
Well, it's a little late now.
not gonna-
It's a podcast. You don't need them now.
Yeah.
I do. I know there's some video here. I hate to break it to you, but there's some video.
Oh, there is?
But
Yes.
why do you say it so conspiratorially or kind of sexually? Like,
Well, because you know the way I have those weighted blankets.
Yeah.
And it makes people feel the idea of me being held closely all day.
Oh, just your posture right
in
now.
my various areas.
Oh, stop.
Various
You gotta stop.
areas.
I'm not
Areas.
going
Oof.
to buy them for you.
What's that?
You have to go and do that
I can't go.
yourself.
You have to go. You're my assistant.
I'm not going to do that.
You have to go
That's
and
a
say,
hard pass.
"I'm here to buy some Skims / Spanx for Conan O'Brien.
Hold on, we've got verification.
Yeah, verification. No male skims yet.
Oh.
But there are male
Hey,
Spanx.
let's get this
there are
out to
male
the
Spanx,
Kardashians.
right?
No, don't give it to the Kardashians.
Yeah.
You create a brand.
Yeah.
Oh my
you
God.
do lawyering and you do spanksing.
I have to mention this. I think we may have mentioned this before, but it just cracks me up. You know, there's a lot of celebrities out there, and Ryan Reynolds one. He's got an aviator gin, I believe.
I've got a company called Hank's Kerchief.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm a patron of
right.
your company.
Yes. Not only that, my jacket is literally lined with a Hank's
Look at
Kerchief.
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
That is a wonderful
See,
lining.
it's got the little logo and everything.
Hey,
They're
wait a
great.
minute. You know what I love? Did you want to sell handkerchiefs, or did you have to because of the name
Because of the name,
Hanks?
I wanted to
and
sell.
what were the other options?
I wanted to sell kerchiefs. I wanted to sell kerchiefs, and then as I was sitting there about 4 minutes after I thought of the idea, I burst out laughing because I thought of the name. And so many people, there was one group of people that were like, no, you really shouldn't do that. That's hard to pronounce. And I said, it's easy. Hank's Kerchiefs. And they're like, no, people are going to think it's Hank's Kerchiefs. And I'm like, you just said it. Not a problem.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
So, because I did know that you were selling handkerchiefs, and I thought that you didn't want to, but because it fits your name,
I
you
just
had
had
to.
to.
That'd be like
and
you
then
going,
maybe
you have to do O'Brien's potatoes.
I do, yeah, or whatever, you know, yeah.
You want to know what?
Oh, Brian's potatoes. Do you like potatoes, Conan? No, I can't have them. They make me very ill.
You eat so many potatoes that then you need your special Conan O'Brien Spanx.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Well, anyway,
Market demand.
Why
But
don't you do Spanx but just call them straight up Hanks?
yes.
There you
Listen,
go.
I will invest in the company.
Okay.
I think that you are the front man for we call them Hanks.
Mm-hmm.
And it is male Spanx. They can't sue you because that's your name. You've
That
had
is
that your
true.
entire life.
That is true.
And I will be an investor. I also want to be in on the design.
Great.
I have a lot of ideas about where it should hug and hold.
Okay. All the areas.
Why are people getting bummed out?
You say it in such a creepy way.
I'm
and
trying-
You hear you.
Yeah, and when
I'm
you say
empowering
it-
myself to talk about my body.
Yeah,
But when
Yeah,
you
I
don't
say
like
it,
the way
you don't understand
say
when
it.
you say it. We are then forced to think about it. You know what I mean?
and visualize it.
You can
I'm
just say-
visualizing it, and I'm telling you, we're doing this.
We're doing this.
We're doing it.
Thanks.
We're doing it. We can't
Thanks
release this podcast until we've,
Oh, trust me, this
Made
was
the
never
company.
going to be released.
Okay, good,
Yeah,
good,
yeah.
good.
I mean, but anyway, back to what we were saying. I'm so glad that you're doing this documentary on John Candy because he was important to me. I mean, I'm sure you're going to, but people like Marty Short, they have great stories.
Oh,
about John Candy, all of them.
I'm actually most excited about the ability to be able to talk to as many people that John worked with and was close with, because everybody sort of feels the same.
Yeah.
There's not really anybody who goes, that son of a bitch, I hated that guy. Like
Yeah.
he really, truly is a complete outlier, because there is not a soul on earth that didn't believe John Candy in that, hey, I always believed him in, whatever I saw him in.
Yeah.
He was the guy that was just as lethal in a supporting role as he was in a lead role. I mean, he could be the polka, king of, the Midwest and just kill for, 2 or 3 scenes, but he could also be Uncle Buck, and he really was just, and by the way, he would go off and make these movies, he's part of that generation, because I really look at, SCTV and SNL, that being like the first, like, young, second graduating class of TV comedy that then you saw graduate and matriculate over time and get into movies. And yet he would go off and do these big movies, and yet there's also like a handful of Canadian films I've never seen that he went and did, because he would always go back home and do Canadian movies.
He had like a big farm, I think, up there.
Yeah. And so there's just this wealth of stuff out there, and he was just so great in everything. And what makes it so tragic is that, well, I mean, there's a lot of things that make it tragic, but like he really was on the cusp, I think, of becoming like a really beloved dramatic actor.
Yeah.
And I think he was like one role away from that actually really becoming the case, because the blueprint is all there.
I remember very clearly, started my talk show in September of 1993, and I'm on set because I used to always think one of the people I can't wait to have on is John Candy, because that's going to like close the loop. You know what I mean? I'll be able to tell him, remember I talked to you
of course.
years ago
Yeah.
and you told me this, and here I am. And I remembered someone coming in, and we were in rehearsal, and someone told us that John Candy had passed away, and I just deflated. I was just, and couldn't believe it because it was such a loss. He did a sketch. He was in a sketch, an SCTV sketch that seared my brain. It seared my brain. There was a sketch. It was a promo for a television show, a Western called Yellow Belly, and John Candy plays Yellow Belly, and the whole song is "He's Such a Coward." It's like Yellow Belly, the coward, and he's dressed as this sort of cavalry soldier, and he's shaking and quaking, and he's afraid, and he's walking down the street, and a woman and her daughter, like wearing bonnets, walk by, and the daughter, I think, I'm getting this wrong, I'm sure, but what I remember is the daughter sort of whispering to the mom, like, "Mom, who is that man?" And she goes, "Honey, it's Yellow Belly." And John Candy turns and shoots them both in the back.
Oh my God.
I was watching that with my brothers in, I don't know, 1977 in Rhode Island, in Misquamicut, Rhode Island, at my grandfather's house, huddled around a black and white TV. And my mind exploded through my skull that you could do that. And then the song goes, "Yellow Belly."
That was like your Hulk and the Gamma Rays origin story.
Seriously, no, I mean, the idea was so wrong and so funny, and he was so good in it. And so when I finally got to meet him, I just said, "I'm sorry, Yellow Bell." And he was like,
that's
chuckled about Yellow Belly.
Oh, that's amazing.
Well,
I'd love to talk with you for the doc. I make no promises that you'll make the cut, but
well, as long as you meet my fee.
Yes, I'll meet your fee. I will all the brown M&Ms. I've read the contract. I've read the contract.